right, guys, it is that time again. We're going to talk about all of the money that I spent on physical media in the month of February 2025. So I told you guys this in the January audit video. I plan to do these every month. Now, I brought the audits back technically, but I'm not doing them with my wife anymore. If you guys remember, it's been over a year since we did the last audit together. My wife and I, she would come in here, she would check out what I picked up, she would see me add it all up, and then she would react to the amount of money I spent on physical media. That's not what we're doing here with this iteration of the audit. I am really trying to stick to a budget, which is $300 a month. I was successful in the month of January in doing that. And today we're going to find out if I'm going to be successful for the month of February. So not saying that my wife will never join. It's possible. I will bring her in at some point, probably for a cameo. But another thing that I'm doing here that's a little bit different is not only am I going to highlight the new stuff that I picked up in the month, I'm also going to highlight like pre-orders that I did as well, which I would usually add those to my total when they would actually come in the past audits. But I'm going to talk about the money that I spent, like within that month, what I spent within that month. That's what we're going to talk about. So I've got a few things I haven't really showed off or talked about on the channel here. So you'll see some new stuff, but a lot of this stuff, some of the stuff I reviewed and talked about before, but again, we'll bring it up again because I actually spent money on it, and that's what we're highlighting in today's video. But before we get into everything, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, we talk about all things physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. If you like that kind of stuff, that kind of content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Everything I'm showing off, this excludes like review copies and all that, because I don't spend money on that stuff, right? So these kind of videos, I'm aiming for total transparency. You're going to see the stuff that I spent money on in the month of February. That's another good thing about these videos. All right, I'm rambling already. Let's start with VHS Beyond. I picked this one up, and I also went ahead and grabbed VHS Viral because I didn't have this one in the collection yet. I've seen it. I think I saw it on Netflix back when I first watched VHS 1 and 2 back in the day, probably around 2016, 2017. And I thought this one was okay, but it definitely wasn't up to the standards of the first two, but I needed this one in the collection because I've got all the VHS movies except for this one, and it was a decent price. This was $10 on Amazon. This was $17, I think, which is also a good price for a newer film because this did come out in February. But I heard great things about this, so I'll give my brief thoughts here. This was definitely a step up from 85. I was not a huge fan of 85. I like the UFO kind of alien angle theme that they brought into this. They made this one feel much more like a traditional anthology, which I feel like I want to say 99 and 85 both kind of got away from. I feel like at least 85 did. It was jumping all over the place. I like this one because it was more like a traditional like VHS anthology movie with a wraparound story around it as well. So it felt more like the classic VHS films that I know and love. And yeah, this one had some really cool segments. I didn't love the first segment. I hate shooting, like just a bunch of excessive shooting, like in my VHS movies, which 85 had a bunch of. I'm not a big fan of that because that makes it feel like more action centric, and I like the scares, I like the tension, I like the atmosphere that this series creates. So not a big fan when they try to be like a first-person shooter, and that's what the first segment was. So outside the first segment, I think I liked all of the other segments. The really interesting one was the one, I forget the names of all the segments, but there was one directed by Justin Long. There was also one directed by Kate Siegel, which is Mike Flanagan's, is that her name? Which is Mike Flanagan's wife. She directed the last one, which was like a really heavy, like sci-fi UFO kind of close encounters segment. But the one directed by Justin Long, like I didn't know he directed it, and I'm watching, I'm like, this is like very much like Tusk, like Kevin Smith's Tusk movie. So it was kind of funny to get done with it and see, oh, it's directed by Justin Long, who starred in Tusk. So yeah, that one, I don't want to spoil anything, but that was a pretty gnarly ass segment. But the best one is the skydiving one. Like, I freaking love this guy. I wish they would have went more into like the actual like destruction angle of it, like with the UFOs coming in, because you see like the planes flying. I wish they would have showed more like the destruction from afar, but that was such a cool segment. And when they actually like landed on the ground, like it was really freaking gnarly, just running through I think they were running through like orange fields or something, orange trees or something like that. But yeah, VHS Beyond, it was definitely it's high up there, I think, for the series. I don't know if it could get into my top 3, but it might be like number 4 in the VHS franchise. But I'll show you the front right there. You know, if you're a fan of VHS though, like I do recommend getting this. If you're not a big fan of the VHS franchise, then yeah, surely don't get this. But yeah, you got some images from the movies. I mean, the dancing Indian girl one was pretty gnarly as well, kind of like a Terminator type movie. You got the front, you got the back. On the inside, you got some sweet disc art, which is the same as the front. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, I got this one and I got this one, I think both for $25. This might have been like $8 or something like that. But I think I also used some like Amazon points, because if I use my Amazon credit card, I get some points built up. But I think like, because I went back and looked at all my Amazon stuff, I'm not going to be like exact on everything, guys. But I spent like 25 bucks on both of these. So there you go. That's $25. But I didn't even bring up like my pre-order. I wanted to bring up my pre-order first, but I pre-ordered the Dollars Trilogy from Arrow Video. And I ordered that from Rare Waves, which is a website that I've never used, but somebody highly recommended it to me. They were the cheapest on this website, and he told me that they will ship them as they release. So these particular releases don't come out all at once. A few of, what are they called again? A Fistful of Dollars, sorry guys, comes out in April, so that comes out next month. For a few dollars more, comes out in May, and then The Good, the Bad, the Ugly comes out in June. They said they'll ship them like as they come out. Hopefully they do. But I spent $103 to pre-order all 3 of those chunky box sets of the Dollars Trilogy from Arrow Video. So very excited to get those. And oh yeah, there was a discount as well. I think that's why they were cheaper. So the price point was also cheaper, I think, than Diabolic and Orbit. But I also got a $10 discount as well, and it was $8 shipping. So that pretty much just canceled out the shipping. But yeah, all 3 of those for $103 on the Rare Waves website. So right now I'm up to $128 that I had spent. I'm kind of getting nervous. I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to be close, but I feel like I might go like a couple of dollars over. And even if I go a couple of dollars over, that means I failed for this particular month. I've also got Panic Room on 4K. So I did purchase Panic Room on 4K. I did review this one on the channel as well this month. Really nice steelbook. Really nice steelbook. This one was $35. So this was $35. Doing math in my head, I'm up to 163. I'm pretty decent at adding stuff up, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. And look, I made a big error in my January audits, because I think I came out like 260. I completely left out my Amazon buy 3 for 33, so you can pretty much bump that up to 293 that I spent last week. I still made it, but I left out the 3 for 33 deals that I got, which I think was Twister, Monkey Man, and the Bike Riders. So I didn't show those off last month. I didn't miss anything this time. I really did my due diligence this time. But yeah, I still made my goal though. So, but yeah, we're up to, what did I say? 163 dollars right now. So I'll go ahead and pull all these out together. Because I think all of these together were like $103. But Humanoids from the Deep, I got from Scream Factory. I got a review for this one up on the channel as well. I also got Ghost of Mars on 4K. This is a big month for Scream Factory. Like, these were 3 titles that I was interested in. I didn't already own them in the collection. So yeah, I don't think there's anything that's on my radar for March from Scream Factory. But Ghost of Mars on 4K. And then I also got Galaxy of Terror on 4K, which I talked about both of these in a haul video that I did. So that was $103 for all these, which brings my total up to now, guys. This is why I'm nervous. That would be $266 right now is where I'm at currently. Now here's the thing, like, again, I use like quite a bit of Amazon points for these last two that I'm going to talk about, but these two right here I picked up from a game exchange. And we're at 266 right now, right? We are at 266. So the Devil's Rejects and I got Cocktail, both on Blu-ray at the Game Exchange for $14. Both of these, because this one was $6 and this one was $8. So I got both of these for $14. So if we're at 266, both of these added to that is 280. We're at 280 right now currently, and I got two more releases to talk about, and I'll unbox one of these because one of these is an Arrow Video release. I got The Far Country, and I got this from Arrow Video because I had watched Winchester 73, a Michael Mann film. Not Michael Mann, why am I saying? Anthony Mann film, and I'm getting more into his stuff. Like I watched the 10 Star last year as well, and I watched The Furies this month from the Criterion Collection. I'm like, I need more Anthony Mann stuff. I also watched Night Passage this month from Kino Lorber, which has James Stewart in it. So I'm kind of just exploring like Anthony Mann and James Stewart's filmography. They did 6 movies together in the 50s, and I want to watch all 6 of them. And The Far Country was one of those. And when I saw it was an Arrow Video release, I was like, I remember this one coming out back in the day, but I wasn't interested. I was like, I got to own this one. You know, it's an Arrow Video release. I love Arrow Video. It's a Western. I love Westerns. Anthony Mann, I'm getting into him. And James Stewart. Like, I love James Stewart. So this one was a no-brainer. This one was $20, you know, on Amazon, and I used some Amazon points and ended up getting this for, I think, $15.60. We'll go ahead and round up to $16, and that brings my total right now, guys, to $296. But like I said, I'll go ahead and unbox this because I haven't showed this off on the channel yet. And yeah, I am excited to dive into this one. I wanted to try to watch this one before the month ended, but I didn't get a chance to. All right, let me put my trash over here. Who else is in this? Ruth Roman is in this. But you got some really awesome artwork, and I want to say, like, somebody can let me know in the comment section. I want to say this had like a box set back in the day, right? I feel like I remember this one having a box set, or at least I'm sure it had a slipcover. But looks pretty damn cool. Directed by Anthony Mann. Who else is in this? Nobody I've heard of that I'm seeing. But all right, let me show you the back right there. Let's see what the contents are in here. This is a high definition Blu-ray, and I don't think this is one that Arrow Video will do on 4K or anything, but Arrow Video, like, I feel like, I mean, they're doing the Dollar Trilogy, but I really feel like I would love to see them dive like more into the Western genre for sure. And I was looking at the other Anthony Mann, James Stewart collaboration films, and a lot of them are with Warner Archive, and their Blu-rays are kind of like overpriced, I feel like. So I didn't want to jump into those just yet. I think they were both like a little bit over $20 actually. But with this one, you got an audio commentary by Film Scholar. You got American Frontiers, Anthony Mann at Universal, a documentary of a film historian, Alan K. Rode. Let's see, Western author C. Courtney Joyner, script supervisor Mike Priest, and critics Michael Selinger and Rob Ward. So that's a documentary right there about Anthony Mann's time at Universal. I wonder, like, what was the one in the Winchester 73 set? But that was also a documentary about Anthony Mann and his time at a certain studio. Was it also Universal? I wouldn't think it was the same feature. Like, maybe it is, though. Man of the West, an appraisal of the Far Country and the Westerns of Anthony Mann by critic Kim Newman. So yeah, good stuff on here. Looks like it's a good amount of special features, and I'm excited to dive into this one. And you got some nice disc art on the inside. No booklet. Kind of disappointed there's no booklet or poster. I was hoping that there would be. But you flip that artwork right there, and you got some more. You got a more classic like poster artwork right there for the Far Country. But yeah, very, very excited to check this one out. Like I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just in a mood to watch like 50s Westerns. Like it's just that time. So this one I actually used. So this one I ordered with something else, another DVD, I think. And that one has not come in yet. And I used like $8 or $9 in Amazon points. This was $10. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all the points, even though the points were used for like both. But I'm going to use all the points on this one release right here because I actually have this release. But I got The Color of Money with Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. So this was $2. This was $2. We'll say this is $2 because this was $8 of points and it was a $10 Blu-ray. So this was $2, which brings my total, guys, to $298. And if you add some tax in there, I'm sure it goes over 300 a little bit, or maybe under, because I don't know. I thought I added some tax in as I was going. But anyway, guys, The Color of Money, $2. We're going to say $2, which brings me to $298. I'm happy with that because that brings me right under 300, which is my goal. So technically, guys, look, we're just gonna go ahead and say 2 months in a row I have hit my goal. Now I'm sure to fall off at some point. I will fall off at some point, but I'm really gonna try this year again to truly like hold myself accountable, where I did not hold myself accountable at all in the past. It was more about the entertainment value of having my wife react to all the money I spent. That's not what this like iteration of the audit is supposed to be. This is me actually like trying. Like there's stuff coming out, guys, all the time that I would have ordered a year ago and I'm not doing it. Like I'm really trying. I want you guys to understand this. I'm really trying to do better with the spending. But yeah, The Color of Money, guys. So let me tell you all why I got this. And this is directed by Scorsese, so this is a Scorsese film in the collection, which another Tom Cruise movie as well. I got 2 Tom Cruise movies in here with Cocktail and The Color of Money. I've seen this. I have not seen The Hustler, so I have not seen the movie that this is a sequel of. And when I watched this when I was younger, I had no idea that it was a sequel. So yeah, I'm excited to watch this one. I do need to watch the original Hustler at some point, but I got this because I am trying to go back through the Touchstone Films catalog and like go through them all like one by one from when they came out, because the other one that I ordered was Splash, and we'll bring that up next month, but which is the first Touchstone film. But it's kind of a project that I'm working on. I don't want to reveal too much, but I'm trying to collect a lot of the early Touchstone stuff. We'll just say that. But The Color of Money, guys, on Blu-ray. It's currently $10 on Amazon. If you don't own this, you know, maybe get it, because it is a Touchstone film, which again, we're beholden to Disney and Sony if they're going to put this one out on 4K. It may get one, it may not. So I just went ahead and bought the movie on Blu-ray. But there you have it, guys. That is everything I spent, the pre-orders and also the stuff that I actually have in the collection. Now, you guys are probably thinking to yourself, Ken, I know you got some more stuff this month. Well, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 box set I did buy and receive in this month, but I'm not counting that because I pre-ordered that back in like November or October when it was first announced. So I'm only including the money that I spent in any particular month. But thank you all so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.